All right, welcome back. Today we are diving deep, and I mean way, way back, into humanity's very first great chapter, the Stone Age. Now, this isn't just about, cavemen with clubs. This is an absolutely epic story of survival, incredible innovation, and adaptation that spans over 1,000,000 years. But it gives us this really fascinating puzzle. And here's the big challenge, right? How do you piece together a history from a time before anyone wrote anything down? I mean, really think about it. How do you read a story that has no words? Well, that's the question we're going to tackle today.
So here's our game plan for this explainer. First, we'll get into how we even know anything about this time. Then, we'll look at the huge climate shift that changed everything. We'll map out the Stone Age itself, and then finally, we'll zoom right in on how our ancestors actually lived, adapted, and came up with all these new ideas.
Okay, let's kick things off. Section 1. History before words. Because, before we can even begin to talk about what happened, we've got to figure out how in the world we know what happened when there are no books, no diaries, nothing written down to read. So this huge silent stretch of time, that's what we call prehistory. Think about it. With zero written records, every single thing we know comes from the physical clues our ancestors left behind. We're talking stone tools, animal bones, the leftover charcoal from a campfire. Archaeologists are basically detectives, but for the deep, deep past.
Then, things get a little more complex. We enter this really fascinating middle ground called proto-history. This is a period where, yeah, writing exists, but maybe it's from another culture writing about a group that doesn't write. Or the script they used is a total mystery we just haven't been able to crack yet. So we have some clues, but we don't have the full dictionary,
And that brings us to history. This is the era we're all pretty familiar with, right? This is when people start speaking to us directly through their own writing. That analogy on the slide is perfect. When an ancient king carved an inscription into a stone pillar to brag about a victory, that was literally his version of a viral social media post. It was a permanent record for everyone to see.
So let's just put it all together real quick. If you look at this table, you can see how it all breaks down. The story kicks off with prehistory. It's all about physical stuff, the artifacts. Then we get to proto-history, where we can add those outside written accounts to the artifacts. And finally, with history, bam, we get their own words. This simple framework, this is the key to decoding the entire human past. Okay, now that we have our decoder ring, let's talk about the world stage where this whole drama played out. See, the entire human story happens against the backdrop of the single biggest climate event our species has ever witnessed, the end of the Great Ice Age. So on the left, you've got the Pleistocene world. Just imagine it, a cold, icy planet covered in glaciers and roamed by these giant animals like mammoths. It was a long, deep freeze. But then, around 10,000 BC, the planet hits this massive tipping point. We swing into the Holocene, which is our world, our era. The ice melts, the world warms up, and it creates a completely new environment.
All right, so with that planetary stage set, this massive thaw happening, we can finally dive into the main event, the Stone Age itself. This is where the human story really takes off.
The Stone Age is usually broken down into 3 main acts. First, you have the Paleolithic, the Old Stone Age. And this thing is just immense. It goes on forever. Then, right around 10,000 BC, which lines up perfectly with that global warming we talked about, the Mesolithic, or Middle Stone Age, begins. And hot on its heels, you get the Neolithic, the New Stone Age, which is going to bring some absolutely revolutionary changes.
This quote really gets to the heart of it. The goal here isn't for you to memorize a bunch of dates. It's about seeing the big picture, right? It's about understanding this incredibly long, slow journey of how we became who we are today. And it was all driven by our ability to adapt and our own ingenuity. Okay, so let's zoom in on that first act, which is by far the longest part of the story. Let's talk about life in the long winter of the Paleolithic age. And even the Paleolithic is so ridiculously huge that we have to break it down even further. And this just perfectly illustrates the scale we're dealing with. Just look at the lower Paleolithic. It lasts for 450,000 years. It's incredible. The middle and upper periods, where things start to speed up, they look like tiny little slivers in comparison.
And this table here, it shows a really clear evolution across that huge amount of time. Just look at that key tools column. We go from these, kind of crude but really effective hand axes in the lower Paleolithic to a major innovation in the middle, flake-based tools. Then, as the climate starts to warm up in the upper period, we get even more precise, delicate blade-based tools. Each step forward represents a huge cognitive leap, a smarter, more efficient way to solve the problems of staying alive.
So what in the world is a flake tool? Well, this was an absolute game changer of an idea. Instead of just chipping away at a big rock to give it an edge, you'd strike a core stone just right to knock off a smaller, sharper piece. That's the flake. Now, this required foresight, it required an understanding of physics, and the ability to see a tool inside another stone. And that flake, with its razor-sharp edge, became the new, more efficient tool. It was a massive leap, not just in technology, but in abstract thinking.
So that warming trend we mentioned, it really hits its peak around 10,000 BC, kicking off the Mesolithic era. And this wasn't just, a change in the weather. This was a complete reinvention of the world, and humanity had a stark choice: adapt or die out. And the transformation was just dramatic. The melting ice carved out brand new rivers and lakes. Lush forests and grasslands just exploded where there used to be frozen tundra. And those giant, slow-moving mammoths, they disappeared. In their place came smaller, much quicker animals like deer. This whole new landscape created a completely new set of challenges, but also new opportunities.
This date, 10,000 BC, it is one of the most important turning points in the entire story of our planet and our species. It's the moment the long winter finally breaks. It's the end of the Ice Age, and it's the beginning of a whole new world.
And it's in this brand new world that humans came up with one of their most profound innovations ever, one that would set the stage for literally everything that came after, from the first farms to the first cities.
Think about it. Hunting a fast-moving deer in a dense forest is a whole lot harder than hunting a giant mammoth on an open plain, right? The old strategies just weren't working as well. So, in the stroke of genius that was born out of pure necessity, instead of just chasing animals all the time, humans started to manage them. This is the very beginning of animal domestication.
And we see the first real, concrete evidence of this at archaeological sites like Adamgar and Bagor. So why does this matter so much? Why is this such a big deal? Because taming animals gave people a much more reliable, stable food source. It was the very first step away from a purely nomadic hunter-gatherer lifestyle, and the first step towards the settled communities that would eventually build our entire world.
So, if there's one crucial thing to take away from all this, it's this. The Stone Age was anything but static. It wasn't just this long, boring, unchanging time. It was a period of constant, dynamic change. Our ancestors weren't just passively sitting around surviving. They were actively innovating, adapting to a planet that was literally transforming right under their feet.
And that leaves us with a final thought to chew on. Their story is this incredibly powerful reminder that massive environmental change forces innovation. For over 1 million years, a changing climate shaped human destiny. So, as we face our own period of rapid climate change today, the question we have to ask is, what will it ask of us?